Hello and welcome to All Talk No Dice, the worst excuse for a D&D show you can find online. From last we left off, all of you had enjoyed a night of drinks, potential bar fights and discussions on where your journey will take you next. While Theron has seemingly slipped away, Rayloff, Gerald and Tara, you three found some quite substantial information from myths of a cult that operates out of the Crawler's Respite, as well as a known pirate by the name of Trox Peggle that loosely matches the description of your previous double-crossing Kopara employer, Midala Pike. After a well-needed night of rest, you all rose to the gentle amber sun peeking through the dusty hatched windows of the Breeze Between the Knees tavern. Gerald bought a very overpriced violin from a battered wayfarer, and you all made haste to the law house, leaving the business with Eric Braunstout and his tall tales by the wayside for now. A few fury-filled glances burned into Tara's eyes before Lawkeeper Bolin sat at ease, being reassured by Rayloff that all of you were instructed under false pretenses, and you all agreed to find Pike once more and return him to the Lawkeeper of Brenton. After that matter was closed, Bolin, wanting nothing more than revenge for his dead sons, decided that Brenton was to be prioritized over his personal grievances. He shared information of that mysterious cult through the respite you'd previously heard of from Dendril, sharing a name, the Herons. He divulged all the information his scouts had picked up, from known tactics of robbery and ambush to the known hierarchy of their entire order. Rayloff then came up with an idea to utilize an empty cavern and deceive all eyes along the Meridian Road to the north, hoping that by passing off as traders, the Herons will find you. Now, as all of you find yourselves face to face with the accepted yet unwritten contract to serve under the name of Lawkeeper Bolin and Brenton as mercenaries of aid to help the future prospects of this small yet quickly flourishing town. Bolin looks to Tara, Gerald and Rayloff with a curious and excited gaze.
What do you call yourselves?
And this is where we pick it up.
Well, since it was fate that had brought us together, and perhaps that is how we should stay, as the companions of fate.
I like that. Very much.
It's very true.
The Companions of Fate. Quite fitting. Very well. I shall draw up the contract and make sure one of you comes back after you've prepared yourselves to sign it. Then you may leave for the Meridian Road. Go to the stables and tell them that Bolin has ordered for 1 empty caravan and 2 horses to come along.
Thank you.
And before you do go, Rayloff,
Lawmaster.
And he just points with his pinky towards the back of one of the doors that he passed through.
your halberd is there. Use it well.
Thank you. I'll just head over and grab it. Just sort of take a minute to sort of get used to the weight again, and I'll just put it back onto me.
I appreciate everything that you hopefully will do for me and Brenton. If you have anything else before you need to go, just stop by.
We will. Thank you. Sort of just, we'll take a minute, not a minute, just a couple of seconds to look back to Tara and Gerald before.
With Rayloff looking at Tara, he will see her do the first bow that Rayloff did, and I was like looking at him to make sure that was right. I'm just gonna do it again without her seeing it first.
You see Bolin just nod his head. A little bit pulled back, but still nod towards you.
Journey safe.
Thank you. I'll head towards Rayloff now. Or at least the door.
Gerald leans back, cracks back, and just sort of does a little flip. Flips himself up, stands right, and does me off. Oh.
And you all three of you exit out of the lower house, seeing these stables immediately to the corner of that little T section just across the roadway.
So, I actually know where the stables are. Do you want to follow me?
Made a few horse friends, did we?
Maybe. Let's go. Is there anything we want to do before we get the stuff, or?
Well, at the very least, we should make sure we get some supplies before we leave.
Well, we'll do that first. Yeah. I want to get this guy some more food. So I've got some cooking meat. Yeah, we're gonna get some.
I imagine hunting in the desert is more ill-advised for just hunting for food.
It's true. If there's anything smaller, he can probably hunt for himself. He's quite the feisty fella. Aren't you, buddy? Yeah.
And
So
you both have tents, yes?
We're quite used to sleeping on the floor, so
In a desert.
surely it's as soft as leaves, as the grass, as the
No.
moss. No,
I would get a tent.
we do have some things, but we don't.
If
Tend, we'll give
Not
the
a tent.
first now to go.
then at least a bedroll, I would say.
Yeah, I have one of those.
Then I
Have you
imagine
traversed
that
the
would be enough.
deserts often or before?
I have never, and that's why I picked up this book. Tells me a
Really?
little bit about it.
As someone who's been living amongst snow for a very long time, sand is very much worse sleeping on.
It was not so much the sleeping, but the creatures underground. Did they?
It was just basing it off of what he had heard about the areas.
I will try to find that page that I briefly looked at before, and I will walk over to Gerald. Have you ever seen this before?
What is that?
I don't know either. I only flipped over it when we were in the store, and obviously I'm gonna read it a little bit more when we're on the way. I'll be able to tell you more about it. It did say something about poison.
Please?
So maybe we might need to get something to help us with that.
Yes. I also want to try a couple other things. Maybe sound, for one, and blood for another.
Okay.
Maybe they could be distracted.
If nothing else, you would also probably want possibly spare weaponry if you have any. Never know when you might run out of.
Weapons.
I don't think I'll run out of claws.
No, but they may get blunt, unless you have a sharp.
You might have claws, but do you really want to be getting that close to something that could poison you?
This is not my primary weapon.
What is your primary weapon? Apart from those
Power of music! And I'm just going to bring across the line. Like, gling. It's good.
And if they are deaf,
And... Well, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
You
One big bridge. Are we gonna fight Theron first?
Mm,
Or are we getting ourselves ready then? I don't know.
mm. If he doesn't show himself in between us getting the cart and signing the contract, we
Find
might
it
as well
before we
just
go?
leave.
Okay.
Well, him showing up now is just going to get him arrested.
That is probably true.
Among other things.
Excuse me.
Mm.
And you all turn, and just across the small roadway, just on the corner of the intersection, probably less than like 30 feet away, you see a guard just coming out from one of the stables. You are the ones who are set for the caravan and 2 horses.
Yes, Bolin
sure.
has sent.
Do you have any feed?
No, we do not.
Okay, I'll tell them. And just as he's about to like duck back into the stables, are you ready now, or do you need some time before you are to depart?
We need a small amount of time, please. Maybe
Yes.
an hour.
Very well. The caravan and horses will be ready in an hour.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And he just ducks and goes back into the stables.
Speaking of which, hold on, I need to do an intelligence check for this. Quick question to DM.
Mhm.
Since it's a desert, is it the typical thing of a desert where well, I say typical thing of a desert. Is it the sort of area where it gets very cold at night, or is it more
Yeah,
like, yeah?
yeah.
That's why I was rolling the intelligence check to think, would I think of that? I had to roll a 13, so it's probably fit.
Yeah.
We, as much as it might not seem to make sense, we probably also want some warmer clothes.
Warmer?
As
In-
much
in
as
the-
it doesn't make sense, the desert at night is
Cold?
very cold, yes.
Could we not
Well-
just build a fire?
We could, but it would also be good to be prepared. As
True, but if the plan is to lure them to us, wouldn't it be easier to make a fire, be warm, them see the fire, come to us? And as long
you
as
see
we
in the dark.
then
as long as we sleep, or we can set a trap before we sleep to help. I don't know if you two have done it before, but I surely have. That's how I keep this guy munching away.
well,
I had to do it some nights on the way here.
I would still recommend getting some, if we can. You are probably right with the having the fire, in which case we will probably want some firewood or just wood we can use for lighting it.
Understandable. Yeah, definitely.
Since I doubt we'll find much wood in a desert.
Well, standing here is going to get us
That is-
nowhere. Let us head to a shop,
That's true.
see if they actually
Yes.
sell anything.
What's that?
Head towards market area though again.
Yeah.
Yep.
You head in. It's very. Even though there's a few more patrons, a few more, I guess, tourists that are passing through, and a few locals as well, any kind of market or semblance of a market is still lackluster and dull compared to the bazaars and markets that you've heard across the rest of the world. You look off and you see a smattering of humans and dwarves, as well as you do see 1 or 2 Kopara that are currently just behind small little market stalls, pretty much, like just on wheels. They've set up the little shack and the, set up shop. You see various amounts of just like slight hides and cloths and silks, To another, you see dried and cured meats, as well as, meats that are packed and almost like insulated. And then you see some with like
my eyes towards them.
and you see some a couple of shops with various like array of different weapons. A lot of them are just like dull iron blades and rustic wooden handles. But yeah, and you do catch in between most of them. There are like a small, a few little baskets or bundles of general supplies that you might need, like any tinder boxes or fresh splints of kindling and anything else you may need.
One big stop I would like to point out for myself as Mogwai, I would like to go towards the meat dealer and try get some chunks of meat and bits on bone or anything that we can have. So just in case we can't create meat for us.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll just for the brevity of it, I'll say, take away, mark off 1 silver piece, and you have 12 large chunks of premium cut meat.
Yeah.
Amazing.
If I wanted to buy 5 rations then during this time.
5 rations. I'd say. Thinking of a ration cost. I'm probably way off, but I'd say just take off 20 copper pieces.
Okay. Done that.
I'll probably go with the 3 pieces of just firewood, and then a cooking kit, I guess, as well.
All right. I'd say mark off 15 silver then for mainly the cooking utensils and kit.
Yeah.
Is the more expensive one, but kindling and everything is.
And also, if I could possibly get no, I'll leave that. It's fine.
Right. Is there also the possibility then of finding someone that possibly looks like he has more desert supplies, like a load of cloaks and other stuff? Then
you see between like the different market stalls that are like ramshackle and just partly set up, you do see a small little building, almost like a small little hovel, like just a small little home that you might just dip into. Almost imagine like compared to like the breeze tavern, the breeze between the knees. This compared to that is like a teepee. Like it's a little bit run down, little small building just sandwiched in between 2 other homes, and it has a small handwritten sign, but rather than it being on any kind of wood or signpost, it's just painted on the door, like underneath the handle, and it's painted in. Does anyone here read Dwarvish?
Nope.
No.
Rayloff, do you speak or read Dwarvish?
No, I don't know.
Okay. You just see a few sort of like harsh lines and a couple little squigglies written in almost like gold and amber paint that is like rough cut and like speckled off, but it's still discernible if you were to be able to read the language.
Alright. I'll knock on the door.
You just like as the door itself is just partially ajar. You just hear from the other side, Sierra Sundry's up for business.
Well, may I enter?
Of course you may. And the door just opens, and you just see a bright orange-haired dwarf, about 4 foot or so in height, about 4, maybe pushing 4'2". Clean shaven on the sides, no mustache, and just a big, just tuft of a beard that almost splits in half, and it just almost permanently just sticks out like that, away from his chin. You see him wearing, weirdly unbefitting of a dwarf, you see him wearing like this silken robe, of black with like purple jade lining going across. Very I guess like very Arabic in the design of the garb. So very fitting of the area that you're in, not so much for a dwarf. You see just through his sun-weathered skin, he's just squinting to you. So what will it be?
Do you by any chance sell desert supplies?
I'll
If
sell a
there's
little
looking
bit
to-
of everything. Here,
Excellent.
take a look. And he just like sort of almost like ushers you in, almost
Yeah,
pulling
I'm
you by
coming.
your arm. And he just stands you in just one place. It's this small, teeny little cramped, very cramped store, and it almost looks like a small little, like a little shed that has been just rammed full of different materials and different clothes and different bits and bobs of everything. And he pulls out. So you're looking for traveling clothes?
No. I'm looking for something to distract enemies or anything from the desert that would attack.
Well, there's not much that'll get through the husks, but if you're not looking for them, then I suppose you could always have this. And he just holds up a small, like basically like a silk blanket, and it's beige and speckled in colour. Now this is very useful. Again, not for the husks, but anything else with eyes, this will work.
What does it do?
Well, what you do is you lie down or you crouch in the sand and you throw it over you, and they can't see you.
You're saying our best bet is to hide from these creatures.
Well, it depends what kind of creatures that you're on about.
Do they detect you whilst you walk on the sand?
Most creatures don't. The husks do. So if we ignore them for a little while, then this is your best bet for anyone looking across the dunes. And
I might
also,
be able-
if you tent it up a little bit when you get a campfire going, they might see a little bit of light, but you can almost just shroud yourself.
Sort of it. Do you have anything that makes a lot of noise?
Aye. And he just goes down and he just slams down in front of you just 3 or 4 little pots. Now that, my friend, that makes a lot of noise.
Without me necessarily being near it.
No.
Having a glance around the shop,
Yeah.
am I expecting essentially? I'm gonna look around. Is it all almost like most of his possessions that he's just selling
It's-
off?
It's almost like it's almost like a garage sale. Like someone's just like selling everything and anything that they have. There is some kind of order to it of where everything's laid out and organized.
Yeah.
But you don't, at a rough glance, you don't spot any major items that really tickle your fancy. You see things that more of like the common folk might use or be able to administer to certain situations where you may not have that reaction.
Yeah. In which case, will you sell anything?
Aye.
Aye. Would you sell me a vial of your blood?
Oh, that's
I
just a
wish to
wee bit
use-
weird, isn't it, though?
Exactly. I wish to use it for an experiment with these creatures.
And he just looks back to the folded up sandstone coloured cloth. Roll a persuasion check.
What? What the hell is happening here?
anything.
It's a 9.
You know, most of the time, I wouldn't just give my blood out freely. So, with that being the case, it's 5 silver for the sandstone cloth. You'll take that and give me 5 silver, and then another 5, and I might give you like a little drop of my blood. How does that sound?
Alright, you have yourself a deal.
Because this is the most useful tool you've got out there. Ignoring the husks.
I shall take the blanket, just drape it on my shoulder as it then. And like, just 2 seconds. Pull out a small little vial, and then a dagger that I've got on the side.
Okay. Now, everyone knows that Sierra is not a little girl. Well, that's a little freaky.
What else am I supposed to store this in? And how? I'm not going to cut you normally.
Well, you're gonna have to cut me to get my blood, aren't you?
I'm not going to cut you with my talons. God. You think I'm some kind of monster?
Oh yeah, that's exactly, as he starts rolling up his sleeve, that's exactly what a monster would do, wouldn't they? Oh, don't worry, just go for it then.
I'll just quick stab, and then just press, of course, to like try and get the blood to flow as fast as possible.
Yeah, you just see Sierra just holding this, just...
Right, and then I was like, right, put your hand on it, keep pressure.
Oh, that's a little bit wet though.
Yes, it will be.
Why is it wet?
Well, it be your blood.
I don't like it.
And I'm just gonna bring out the bottle a little bit and just shake a little there.
Well, that's what's in me.
Very much so.
The gods never tell you that, do they?
Oh. But I can let you know if this proves to be useful.
Aye. I look forward to you coming back from your experiment and letting me know if anything's happened or not. But remember, that cloth, most helpful thing you'll ever have.
Well, I'll certainly try it. There is no harm.
Now, and you just seem like peeking behind you. If any of your friends are gonna come in and buy anything, can you let them know I've already been stabbed, so if they need some of my blood as well, we've already got an opening for the tap.
I'm sure none of them will want your blood.
Well, that's a good thing then.
I will step in.
Do you want some blood?
Hi. No.
Good.
For fuck's sake. No. So, I have 2 questions. One,
Aye.
do you have anything that will help towards venomous or poisonous things?
Well, I got nothing for venomous, but I got stuff for venomous things. So, and he pulls out 2 small vials of just black
I'll
ichor.
walk closer. Okay. What do these do?
Well, what these do is, whenever you might encounter some of the more poisonous or venomous creatures throughout, and he just like leans like more to you, Gerald, including the husks, then all you do is you have a wee swig of this, right? And then puts them just down on the small little, almost like makeshift coffee table in front of him.
Okay.
You take a good swig. There's about 2 or so swigs in each. You take one, and then for the next hour or so, you're a little bit more heartier to all of the venom, you know, constricting your veins and getting in your blood and getting... I found out what my blood looks like. Look.
Oh.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
And then if I let go... See?
Yeah. You know, I think I might have something to... do you have any bandages? I'm pretty good at bandages.
Yeah, just hold on a sec. Excuse me.
Yes.
Can you just pass me just a wee bit of that cloth?
I'll tear off a bit of the cloth and...
Thank you. I got a bandage.
Thank you. Okay, sounds... So I'll just apply it with some pressure to make sure that it stays still. Does that feel better?
Oh, look at that. My arm ain't falling off.
Yeah, fantastic.
Ah.
So,
So...
you were saying, so... Takes, a question for this
Aye.
is that does it happen straight away or?
I mean, depending on what your tummy's looking like, it can get a little bit iffy later on.
Okay, but will I feel the effects
Oh,
straight away or?
Oh, the effects will be almost instantaneous.
Oh, fantastic! And how much are these?
For both of them, that'll be 7 silver pieces.
He's frozen, hasn't he?
I think he has.
Yeah.
All right.
What is it?
Right, there we go. He's
Yeah,
back.
we're good. Okay.
Me?
Yeah, you froze.
Me?
Yeah.
Are you like
I
this?
saw my camera like perfectly fine.
Oh, you will, but
Anyway.
you probably saw all of us
So-
freeze.
Yeah, cool. No, I mean you were all good, and you were
Oh.
saying, I think it's frozen, and then everyone was like laughing. I was thinking, what? No.
But
Anyway,
yeah, Sarah just points down.
Yeah.
For
You-
those
you said
together,
something about,
that'll
you said
be.
something about husks. So
Aye.
I've just forgotten what I was going to say now. Fucking hell. Say something about a husk. Do you have
Aye.
any books based on the kind of encounters that we might have? I've got this book. I don't
No,
know if there's anything else other than this one.
no. Well, one, books aren't gonna tell you anything. That's
Well,
why.
no,
That's
no,
why
no.
I made sure from a very early age I never read. So
Okay.
in
But
that,
do you have any books based on?
if I don't read,
Bigger
why
than
would I have
yours?
any books?
Because some other people might read.
If people do or have learned to read, then it's just a waste of their time. So the husks,
But
what you have to know is they'll tear you limb from limb. They'll eat you in one. They'll just like sting you and just let you drop. And then when they're done, they'll pull you under the sand and make a nice little honey cocoon out of your skin.
nice.
Aye.
Do they have
So-
arms or claws?
I've heard both, but I'm more inclined to believe that it's just claws. But you'll see him in the sand, just like all skittering and like a bug.
Right. Okay. So we're 7 silver. Is there any chance we could get them for 5?
Why would there be a chance of you getting them for 5 if I put them up for 7?
The medical
Because-
expertise that she has just
Exactly.
given you.
That's what I was.
It won't get
Your
affected.
your arm's not off. You've got a healthy arm.
As he just looks at the bandage and just gently presses and then comes off, just waiting for the blood to spurt out. But it doesn't, as the basic tourniquet has
I would
lashed
like
on.
to just quickly go a couple chords on my lyre quickly and give Tara a bardic inspiration as well.
Okay,
That's
roll a
my
persuasion
bonus.
check for me.
Okay.
With
I will
advantage.
roll. What am I rolling with the bardic inspiration?
You can.
your
It's,
choice to
it's
use
your
it.
choice. It lasts
I,
what?
It's a D6.
You can roll first and then decide to use it.
Yes.
No.
Wait,
Can,
As long as you decide before the.
you have to
yeah.
decide before the roll if
Successful or
you're
not.
using or not. Oh yeah.
no,
yeah.
it says
What-
yeah. You can do it after. You can wait till after it rolls, but not when you know it succeeds or fails.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get it.
Right.
What did you say you wanted me to roll? Persuasion.
Persuasion with advantage.
Okay, thank God it was with advantage. Persuasion. I will use bardic inspiration.
Okay.
What am I rolling to it?
Is it a D4 right now or D6? D6.
Thank God that D6. Okay. 15 with the bardic inspiration. Would have been 10 without it.
You see,
Hey,
yeah,
not bad.
nice. You see Sierra just look. You know what? Well, my arm ain't falling off anytime soon, and
That is true.
honestly, you could have been worse than the last guy. I mean, he took some of my blood. So, yes,
I'm still
5.
here.
That's,
You're not getting any more. Look, I'm all plugged up now. Look at it.
true. That's true.
How much
That's
would
true.
gold give you? And I'm just gonna bring up a gold piece around.
4? 5?
I mean, you can have the whole arm for gold.
I don't need any more of you. I just want an experiment.
Okay.
But it's interesting to know that you will.
How many vials of these do you have? Are these the only two?
Oh, of my vials, not blood.
Yes.
Oh.
Not the blood ones.
Oh yeah, the blood ones are the weird ones. No, of the black ichor. No.
Yes.
Well, I've got another in the back. But I was just.
Okay. I just don't want to buy all of your stuff. You see.
That's okay. Not many people come in for it anyway. Do you want the third one to add on as well?
If I could, I'll take the third for 7.
That sounds like a deal to me. And he like reaches out his arm.
Fantastic.
Hold on.
Well, do you want to try the other arm?
I think I'm bleeding again.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you.
And he quickly when he says
yeah.
he goes to the back, you just see him turn around and begin to just move shit out of the way. Just,
Okay.
just throwing stuff away before finding it. Ah, there you go.
Thank you.
Right.
Here's your silver pieces.
Thank
I'll
you
take
very
those.
much. Thank you for not taking any more blood.
It's okay. I don't think I need blood right now.
Aha.
Is there anything that you are quite pleased with selling? Is there anything?
Oh
that
well, I'm
you wanna
pleased.
show us?
I'm pleased and happy to sell you anything and everything that you
It's-
see.
But I mean, what are you? What really? Because, and I lean a little bit forward. This is my first adventure. I want to be special.
Oh,
Do you
I get
have
ya.
anything I'll really like? And then, if it's fantastic, I'll happily come back and buy more.
you know, I do have one thing. Just
I'll happily.
bear with me.
Okay, yeah, no worries. And I'll turn to Gerald.
And you
It's
see,
going to be like a
I'll
confused grill on
pocket
their own
these
face.
3 vials while I'm waiting.
yeah, you see Sierra as he rummages through, and he starts moving shit and hurling stuff out the way. But pushing further into the back of this small little shed, you see another door emerge as he moves the stuff out of the way, and he just quickly and just like slips in and just leaves the room for a few moments.
Okay. While I'm waiting, could I have a quick little look around to see if anything sparks to my attention of, oh, that looks good, or I know there's no books in here.
Yeah,
so.
no. I mean, you see a few clothes. You see a couple hides that you might put over you for warmth during like camping in the dunes. You do see a couple spare tents that are there, like all wrapped up, and with all the pegs and the pittons that you'll need.
Okay.
Other than that, some extra boots. You do actually find this one, or like you see about 3 of these long, pretty much like wooden boards, but you see set near the center of them are just a couple like footholds with leather straps that buckle over.
Okay. And I have no idea what these are. Just that's what I see. If I don't hear footsteps coming back,
Yeah.
That's probably aroused my attention enough to maybe examine it,
Yeah.
or to at least bring
sure,
it back to the
roll-
captain to ask him about it.
Yeah, roll a. Well, yeah, I'd say roll an investigation check if you're actively trying to figure out what it does.
Is there enough room in the shop
If I
for me
don't, I'll
in
bring
there?
it back to.
Just about. You have to plunge down and squeeze in, but there's enough room that maybe you could just spread a little bit, just barely. 12.
Oh,
12.
oh, also, sorry.
For a
I should
12.
have said-
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, real life. You just squeeze through, and you do find yourself like
Jesus
cramped.
Christ, no.
Yeah, I just sort of push
In some way,
Gerald
Gerald.
into the corner. I'll just sort of push Gerald into the corner.
You see. I mean, it must be something to do with water, or just something that like this board looks like it's supposed to travel along something. Or a certain surface, but you're not sure as to what.
Okay.
You also see like a small little divot in the center of the board.
Okay. Okay.
Like that just has like a small little like cylindrical hole. And on closer inspection, you find 4 of these boards stacked up against each other.
Okay. Does it look like feet could be put in these divots, or is it just
Not in the one single divot in the center, or the offset center of the board, but you do see 2 like almost like footholds that look shaped enough like feet, or like you should put your feet in it, and it has leather straps and buckles that you'd strap over. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Rayloff, while you're here, do you know what these are? I think you put your feet in them, pointing at the little hoop things, and you're looking at me like I'm a complete idiot. I don't know what these are.
And would I be able to tell what they
No,
are?
you have no idea. So far from what any of you have really ever seen, let alone being up from Yolderheim.
I'm
I'm gonna test the weight to see if I can pick one of them up or end up 4 of them up.
They're fairly lightweight.
Heavier.
They're fairly lightweight. They've got a bit of heft to them, but you kind of like just like bend it a little bit. It's got some give.
Okay.
It was almost like made to have a little bit of leeway in the construction of it. And at that point, hey, sorry for wait. Hey, be careful, be careful. Those.
What are these?
They're the Dune Whispers. Now they're very rare.
Dune Whispers.
Aye, they're very rare and they don't come by here often. So, please be careful.
Okay, but you got to tell me more about these.
I'll tell you.
Try to shimmy around Rayloff to get back to his makeshift counter.
So, thank you for putting them down safely.
It's okay.
Now,
if they're so rare.
You see Sierra pull out a small, flat, cuboid wooden box.
Yeah.
And he takes the latch off and opens it, and inside is a dark blue plush velvet, and resting on the velvet is a gorgeous silver necklace, and just at the center of the necklace, just for where for the necklace piece, you see a small little symbol with a small just like a ring, and then a little iris, an eye set into the circle.
Okay. Could I?
No, not until you buy it. But this is very special. So, my daddy, or his daddy, or the daddy before that, came across this in a dragon's lair.
A lot of daddies.
So many daddies. Found this in a dragon's lair.
Okay.
Now, from what they told me, if you spend a little bit of time with it and really get to know the ins and outs of the necklace, it allows you to just break through space as it stands, and in a flash, just in a moment, you appear in another space without even moving a foot.
What sort of dragon did they say it was?
Oh, it's a big one. Aye. Really big.
I'm
Aye.
gonna actively, like, you have very much piqued my interest. Looks down, looks back up. How much?
For this little ditty, because you are my new medical doctor, I'm going to say 50 gold, and it's all yours.
My God!
I'm sorry. Do we have a doctor?
it's-
No, you are the doctor.
I have to talk. Let me just breathe. Okay. Well, while I think, could you tell me about them?
Okay, well, just shallow breaths, a twist with your back, and There you go. Okay, calm down. So,
Okay.
the Dune Whispers.
Yes.
Well, they're pretty fun. So what you do, and he goes over and just grabs one, sets it on the floor. So,
They're very rare. So be
they are. They're very rare. I am careful. I'm the one who made them. So, you put your feet... Listen, it's a listening game. You need those shallow breaths.
It's
Keep
true.
twisting your back. There you go. So, you put your little feetsies in here, and you strap them up. And as he just like reaches behind a few coats and jackets, and he just pulls out. It's almost like this large fabric feather on a wooden spear, pretty much. So you get this now, and he just like slams it down into the divot.
Okay.
I know it doesn't look impressive now, but look at this. You ready? And he reaches up to a couple of the small latches, and he just knocks them with his thumbs, and this feather just folds outwards into almost a small sail.
Okay.
And so what you do is you get yourself on this, and when it's breezy, you can steer and you can move the sail. Imagine like sailing a ship, but a personal ship on the sand over the dunes with the wind breeze pushing behind you, and you're just going and surfing and bobbing and weaving, all that along the dunes. Now, I have heard they've been known to escape a few of the husks, depending on how breezy it is. But if it's windy enough, you can just get straight away.
DM, from a meta point of view,
Yeah.
have you been watching Avatar?
No, this was the idea is more like Treasure Planet.
Okay.
Oh, okay. okay.
That's
So, if you were to sell these, I know you made them.
Aye.
Which is good. How much would you partake buying all for?
Well, are we talking discount price, or are we talking like individually? Because if I say individually, then it's 50 per.
If we... Okay, I'm gonna be straight with you. I don't have enough to pay for all these, but I would like them.
Okay, well,
Could you do me the biggest deal?
Well, why don't you just tell me what kind of budget you're working with, and we can see what we can do.
I've been saving a long time. I don't really feel like spending all of my money in one go.
Understandable.
These feel like it's pointing back towards what he's just shown us. The sails. I really like that over there.
Dara, I would be willing to go halves on a necklace.
True, but only one of us would be able to wear it. But if
I
if
will
I
let you
bought-
wear it, but you will have to transport me if I ever needed it.
I feel that's pretty cool. Oh,
Yeah.
give me 1 second. I'll go towards Giles. How much money do you have on you?
I can give you up to 30 gold.
Okay. I'm gonna go back towards the shopkeeper.
It's a shame I'm not in this story yet, because I have gold.
With our collective, I've got 120 gold pieces. But there's 4 of us. We would be able to use all them. And I would love that. Is there any way?
Well, what do you
Get it
plan?
for us.
What do you plan on doing with these?
Well, where we're going to next is actually the dunes. So we would.
Right. Well, in that case, you'll have to sign a contract with me.
What for?
So, my wife was taken,
And she's been gone a long I'm just messing with you. So if you go out to the dunes and you find any of those husks, if you can just get a couple of their hides for me. Let's say 5 husks worth of hides. And you bring them back to me, then consider after the down payment of the 120, or let's call it 110 because we're going to be friends and partners. So 110 for the down, 5 hides to pay me off for the Dune Whispers as well as the necklace.
That's fantastic.
But make sure that when you go and you destroy those husks and you just grab them and you rip them and you tear them and you just bop them, make sure you tell them Sierra sent you.
I will. First or when they're dead?
How about both?
I'll do both.
Both sounds good.
Definitely sounds good. Fantastic. So, give us 1 second. If you want to prepare those, we'll be grabbing them soon.
Absolutely. And he goes over and starts bundling the feathers. He collapses the one that he showed you, takes it out, and he almost put basically the board up here and the feather sail along it, and just just basically cording it up.
Fair point. Joe, he's actually been able to do it for 10 less gold pieces. So, you want to just give me the 25, and I'll just pay for the rest.
Of course, here. I'll pass the hand over 25 there.
And we just have to, with the husks, we just need to gather 5 of the hides and tell them Sierra sent them. It sent us to a bow tie when we're killing them and when it's dead. I'll do the happily over its face. And then we just return them and that'll pay for the rest. So just obviously so you know. But thank you for that. I will, yeah.
Are you saying the husks are intelligent creatures now?
Frankly, I don't really care.
Or is this just for
Let's hope not.
fun?
So mark down, Tara, if you want to, just note down the if you carry like one Dune Whisper on its own, like on your back with one of the straps, completely fine. Carrying more than one, unless you're like a Goliath or
My plan was when I get all 4, I will handily give one.
Yeah,
to,
I was gonna say it's tough to carry more than one.
And how many can Rayloff carry on his own?
I'm guessing 2.
About 2. But
Just strap on either shoulder. Just,
yeah,
yes.
But mark in your inventory, Tara. Sierra's jumping necklace.
As soon as you put it on, it just jumps off you. Damn it!
Do I see
I'll have that in a
any
bit.
Yeah.
any ponchos or anything that would provide a bit of protection against the sandstorm, like sort of like a mask or goggles or anything like that?
you see various like handkerchiefs and stray cuts of cloth that you could utilize to tie around your face.
Alright. So
Okay.
Once they've sort of finished the transaction, then also.
Oh my! Well,
Believe...
you are a big lad, aren't you?
Yes,
Now-
I've been told.
Remember, if you do use one of the Dune Whispers, it does have a weight limit. Sorry.
Right.
So be careful. But what would you like?
There's a few things. First of all, one of the tents.
Aye.
Also, if you have any coats that would be good for any rough weather, or just to deal with the cold.
The only coats that I think will fit you is the one I've got for the horses, but I think that'll work just fine.
If needs must, yes.
It doesn't look horse-like at all. It's just a big blanket with a hole in, but I think it'll fit.
Is that all you need? Just the tent and then the overcoat?
And the last thing is anything that you could provide that would alleviate in case of a sandstorm. So any ponchos, any cloths that might work as a mask, possibly any goggles if you have any.
Actually, while you say that, I do have just a few cuts of cloth you can take freely, just on the left of you. But saying that, you want something really special, and I'm talking really special, when sandstorms are coming and it's hard to breathe in any fresh air. Do you want something really special? And he pulls up like a large empty jar and just now this jar, it's made of glass, can be a bit fragile but is durable most of the time. Now there's a magic incantation on this jar. Are you listening? So what you can do is up to 5 times per half day, short rest. If you must, then you can open said jar and you take it a deep breath and it just fills your lungs with the freshest of air. And also saying that it makes you feel a little bit more spry as well.
Right. Does it also work underwater?
Exactly.
Okay. Then how much would it be altogether with a tent, ponchos for?
I'd say the
all
tent, the horse cover, I mean your new coat, the 3 cloths, and the magic jar. I'd say.
And remember that he's my best buddy.
Are you a friend of the good doctor?
We're best buds, aren't we?
Are you best friends?
Hey.
Well, I mean,
Hey.
if you're best friends, then I mean, one, you look like a magnificent pair together. But aside from that, I'd put all this about 12 silver, if that will do you.
Sierra, you are easy.
I do what everyone else tells me. I do try my best. Some people really don't like it, but I think it's just studious of me to make sure that you have the best experience as you do coming into my my store. Oh,
if you throw in some coats for my friends here and a bit of more cloth, then I'll give you 2 gold for all of it.
That seems like a deal on itself.
that is a bargain on both sides. Yeah, take as much of the cloth cuts as you like. I'll go fish out some coats. And he goes and he gets like a bunch of ponchos, and basically they are pretty much ponchos or like raincoats that you just throw over what you're wearing already. Some of them are like thicker hide that you would most likely wear like during the night. And there's a couple that are more just thin, that is just made for any rain or debris that might be being cast upon you. All of them seem very breathable. The only thing you'd probably worry is if the thicker ones get wet, then you might be a little bit fucked and a little bit slogged down. But yeah, he lays out in total, he just tosses out 8 of these ponchos as you threw 2 gold at him, 4 thin and then 4 thick as well. So basically 4 for the like daytime, and then 4 would be for more of a nighttime or harder climbing.
Yeah. And how much cloth would you say is there?
I'd say you get like a solid like couple bundles of scrap cloth, so like to fill your large mitts full of like little scraps of cloth, so you could do with with it what you will.
Yeah.
But yeah, he just takes the gold, shoves everything towards you. Well, is there anything else anyone would like while you're here? I mean, you've had 2 magic items away from me that have been handed down from my family for generations and generations and generations, and I have to say I'm very sad to see them go. But as long as they go into some good hands like yourselves, then I can be proud. Now, what's your name? The one that is now my business partner, the good doctor.
Tara Hodrock.
I'm gonna call you Terry. Now,
Yeah.
listen, Terry. So, remember, 5 husk hides.
Yes, I've actually written these down.
Oh,
Just
that's great. I didn't even
Yeah.
see you write anything, but that is
yeah,
fantastic.
In my head and on my hand. Yeah.
Oh, well, don't hurt your hand too much with those quills.
Oh,
Like,
no,
you
no,
can end
no,
up
no.
breaking through.
Hey, I was using my finger.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
It's a mental note.
Right. Well, Terry, make sure you get this job done for me.
I will.
No time limit, just as long as you're back safely,
That's
then
fine.
we'll all be good.
It's fine.
There is just a couple more things actually. Though you may probably already have asked, but well, other than the vials, do you have anything that we could use to possibly make any antidotes for poisons or toxics?
Well, I mean, I've got some bloom flower that hasn't gone off yet. And you mix that with like warm or hot water and just a few drops of basilisk blood. No, I'm messing with you again. Just put the flour into some hot water, mix it up and really muddle it. And that should be good enough for any kind of antidote that you need if a poison is really set in.
Do you have one of those flowers still with the roots? That's all.
I mean, it's still in the pot. I mean, I did just say it's still good. It hasn't got off yet.
Could I grab one?
For the good doctor, just for free, honestly. And he picks it up, and you see the small plant about yay big.
Okay.
And it's a long green stem with green petals that come off. But as the petals come off, it goes through a gradient of green, pink, and then blue towards the tips of each leaf.
I'm gonna use my hands, dig a little around the pot, pull the dirt and the. Here you go. I don't want you to waste this.
Well, just make sure you're not killing the little guy.
I won't. I'll grab my half staff. I'll use some druidcraft to extend the mossy, forest-like looks from it, and I will try to merge them so that it grows on the staff, if possible.
Yeah. As you see Tara just take this small potted plant, take it out of the pot, and just like begin to slowly just chant with her eyes closed as she just almost like grabs the roots and just wraps them around the staff with a hand. Dirt just all to the floor. You do hear some grumbles from Sia. Oh, I'm gonna have to clean that, aren't I? As she closes her hand, and just after a few moments, you let go, and you now see a few leaves and petals and the stem of the bloom flower now like just poking out of the wooden staff and wrapping around it tightly.
Thank you.
And
You're welcome.
for those of us who are not as magically inclined, do you have any more of those?
I
flowers?
absolutely. Do you want this in the pot, or do you want me to rip it out and put it into your staff?
I could have put it on the staff if you wanted it, and then you could take it off when. It's no pressure for me.
With the pot.
With the pot, that you can just take that.
At least you've got a pot there.
I got a spare pot. I can put whatever I want in it.
Exactly.
What's the flower called? Sorry.
Bloom flower. One word.
And it's just the one, is it?
Yeah, just the one. It has 12 leaves on it.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Each.
So I'm assuming that's 12 uses then.
Yeah. Yeah. Each antidote, or each when I say antidote, yeah, each antidote for poison, you have to muddle 2 of these leaves in with warm or hot water and then drink. So overall,
So
you
it's
have
possible
6 uses.
six.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
and it
So
will
now you
cure
just need
any.
create and destroy walls.
Yeah, and it will cure any natural poison.
That's really fucking awesome. That is really, yeah, awesome.
And also, Rayloff, while you're there as well, putting stuff in your inventory. Note down for the magic jar. Note down in your inventory. Sierra's breath.
I'll just add it as a custom item for now.
Yeah,
And then,
I was gonna say I can add it as well in a bit.
On the break anyway.
Yeah, I'll do it in the break. But yeah,
Sierra's breath. Just
yeah, Sierra's breath.
cool.
That's the name of the item.
That added.
I don't know if everyone else is ready to go, but I do have one question. What does the sign say at the front of your establishment?
Well,
None of us can read it.
well, why can't you read it though?
Because we don't know what... I'll kind of walk outside.
And he just
This
follows you out.
says-
You see Sierra just leave it and just stand next to Tara, cross his arms.
It's just squiggles and lines.
I know. It's a mystery to me.
That's a lie, I can tell in your voice. Here's one.
You sure? Well, really, I cannot read. But my best guess would be the wife wrote down the name of this place on the door. Possibly.
And the wife is. Where?
Oh, she's just at work. We tried working together once, it didn't really end well. So we've decided to work in our own places.
Needed a
sort of
bit
work
more
does she
space.
do?
She definitely didn't need space from the magic perfection that is me, but just from the workload.
You were saying?
Oh, I was just telling, what was your name again?
Gerald.
I was just telling Gerald that my wife probably wrote this on the door. I assume it's just the name of our store, but I cannot read because it is a waste of time. And if you do learn to read, then you're just wasting years of your life when you could be out there living.
I just want to let you know your friend, your doctor right here. I can read.
Well, I mean, to be a doctor, you kind of have to read. I mean, I think that is just a small,
but-
that's a qualification you need in there.
Get it.
But, no, from the name that she gave this store, Sierra Sundries, if you like to know.
Do you have anything of any parchment or anything, or anything we can just make a trace over?
Absolutely. Hold on, and he just goes back in, brings out like this large, almost like thin parchment that he just hands over to you.
Okay.
So you do what you need to.
I'll kind of get some moss off of my staff, with like some of the soil and the dirt that came from the pot. I'll put the parchments over the written words that we don't know what it is, and I'll use it as to press over, so it comes onto the parchment.
Yeah.
As what it looks like, as to trace over it, and I'll roll it up after knocking off the access stairs back onto the staff. If I ever find out what this means, I'll say it to you. I'll say what it is.
Okay, I mean, I'm pretty sure that it's just the name of the store.
Oh
but
yeah, that's fine.
Like, if
But
you
I
need-
just quite interested.
If you need to double check, that's completely fine.
No, that's fine. Well, fantastic. So, yeah, I'll kind of turn to Gerald and Rayloff. Yeah. Is there anything else that we need to do, or does it just go back to the stables?
I believe just the stables now.
Yeah, fantastic. So, Sierra, you've been great.
Terry, it has been probably one of the best days of my life. Honestly.
Fantastic. And obviously same here. And I will. We'll see you later.
Have a
After
good day.
we've giving you those hides.
I look forward to it.
Yeah, definitely. Enjoy yourself.
Thank you. You too. Don't forget the cloth.
No. And any other pointers? Any quick pointers before we leave about the
If you see big clouds of sand, use the jar if you're in the middle of it, and if you see anyone looking at you, drop and get the cloth over you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Oh, also, if you start thinking that there's fresh wells and oases and plenty of other, beautiful naked dwarves out there, they're lying.
Okay. Well, thank you for the pointers,
Aye.
and we'll be off.
Be safe.
Do you have any recommendations on where to get a keg of water to take with us?
I mean, you could have just asked me.
Then, do you have a keg of water?
I'll have to have a take a look in the back. Just give me a more.
Right,
And he just straight away goes to the side.
Yeah, you guys head off. I'll meet you there. Are you heading just to the?
Oh, he's here now, isn't he? Is he here? He's here. So we'll wait.
He is here. Was it me or is it?
The amazing Sierra.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And here is your amazing keg of water. So, I'd say just throw me like 12 copper.
For my best bud.
10 copper.
Yeah, I'll hand him a. Do you want it as silver or?
It can be anything, whatever you
Yeah,
decide.
I'll just hand him the silver then.
Thank you. Enjoy the keg of water.
We will see you later.
I know you will. Now go, the daylight is burning.
Thank you. So before I will drag these two. Rayloff, you're going to have to carry two.
Not that.
Gerald.
I'll sort of just stand there with a keg in one hand
Yeah.
and the tent just sort of on my back in sort of a backpack.
You'll be fine.
What are all those muscles for if they can't
Well,
be
why?
used?
I
You're
really
gonna
hope
have-
this
you're
is
gonna have
the
to-
only
You
way.
have to jump in. You have to come here. I need the space now.
I really hope this isn't this is the only time I'm the only person who can carry the weight. I'll just,
Oh, for now, you're only carrying Theron's while he's not here.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, one's heavy for us, two's peasant work for you.
Although,
If you want, you can carry mine. Mogwai's can go on my back. You love it on my back, don't you, boy? Yeah. No. What?
I like how you got the DM to do it on cue.
yeah, I'll sort of throw him
So,
on my back. Not throw him,
Ooh.
you know.
Mogwai. Looking at Rayloff. Would you like to go on Rayloff's back?
And you just see Mogwai just turn and look up.
Vantage point.
We'll be What was the facial expression you gave, Mogwai? Okay. No offense. He likes you, but not that much yet. So we'll try another time. Don't be offended. Okay. Let's go. I'll just make sure that Mogwai is strapped to me but on the floor.
Yeah, completely fine. You all head back to the stables, finding the caravan and the two horses set in front and ahead all ready for you to use for whatever you wish. What the guard comes is just waiting there, just with a foot, standing against the wall of the stables, and just with one foot resting on the wall as well. Well, that was a long hour.
Yeah, a lot of buying.
I can tell.
But we're ready.
Your caravan is ready whenever you need it.
Thank you very much.
We have been told that no scout is to travel with you, for the reasons I do not know why, nor do I care, nor do I get paid enough to know.
No.
Do not forget, you need to wish your goodbyes to Bolin before you do leave.
Well,
Now, would you like to throw me all that stuff so I can put it in your caravan? I assume you're not going to carry it the entire way.
Oh, Gerald has already taken it off and put it straight in. Thank you.
Now, there are 3 days worth of feed in the back of the caravan. So, if you're out for more than 3 days, then your
That's
horses will starve.
but thank you.
You're welcome.
Sort of
And-
hand him the
And he
ends
just
and-
and he just begins just
Yeah.
piling everything in. It doesn't add too much weight. A lot of it is just the boards. Like basically the space has been taken up, but there's no dense weight in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all of you going back to Berlin, or just one of you?
No, I'm not there.
Ah, it sucks.
I will sit back and I will start to perform the ritual speak with animals.
Okay.
It will take me 10 minutes, but
Yeah.
I'll do it
Alright.
in the back or whatever.
Okay.
Oh,
While that's happening,
he's going all Disney.
Yeah.
While that's happening, then I'll sort of head over to Gerald. While our friend does whatever it is she's doing, do you want
Maybe
to
more
go and
fancy.
speak to this merchant fellow? See what you can get from him?
Oh, you mean the dwarf? Yes, yes.
Yes.
I can go do that.
I'll go speak to the Lord Master. And,
Excuse me.
yes.
Are you talking about Eric?
We are, yes.
You want to go and visit him?
We heard he's the only one who's returned.
Yes, but he is a little bit away from Benton.
How far, would you say?
I would say no more than half a day's travel on foot east of Benton. If you were to find him.
That's too long to go there and back. We shall ignore the dwarf for once. Unless we spot him.
Listen, the dwarves are very easy to ignore. They are so small, you can barely even tell they are there.
Taking the comment because I am like 5 foot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Large fellow, you wish to speak to the lawkeeper before you depart. Okay. And he leads you to the law house, only, again, about 30 feet away, if not less.
Yeah.
And
I'm
you
gonna
enter.
tune in my new violin then, whilst I'm waiting.
Okay.
Sure, that's all.
I'll say it's going to take a short rest to attune, so it'll be at least an hour to attune onto things.
But not wait, it's an actual attunement item? I did not know about this yet. I was saying tune it, as in to just tune it.
Oh, I thought you said attune.
Well,
Oh.
you gave the game away there.
You gave the game away there. I'm a fucking clue.
That's okay. That's fine. I'll take that. So yeah, you start tuning,
Yeah.
but you may want to do something more if
I
you
suppose
choose
this
later
counts
on.
as part of the
Yeah.
attunement process at this rate.
Maybe somebody should have tuned that necklace.
Yeah,
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
yeah.
But-
We're moving. After
She's
all.
casting a ritual.
Rayloff, you go in and you find Lawkeeper Bolin a little bit happier at the presence of yourself.
Ralof, are you coming to wish me a fond farewell before you leave?
I am. And also to sign the contract.
As I promised.
And he places it down. And it's a fairly wordy contract. You do pick out a few things. Lawkeeper Bolin, Brenton, mercenaries, aid future prospects of Brenton, information of herons required, resolution of herons ideal. And then underneath, and you point out a few through the words, you see 3,000 gold.
Okay. I'll just have a read through it, and then I'll just sign it. Whereabouts do I sign it?
Are you sure you don't want roll to see if there's anything dodgy in the contract?
I have written it out for the Companions of Fate.
Right.
As their representative, you may sign just below.
I'll just put my signature in. Will the contract require my allies to sign it as well? Or...
For now, your signature shall do just fine.
Okay.
Which means you bear all responsibility, legally.
But I wish you safe journey, and return to me once you find anything, or resolve the issue at hand.
We will. Until then, Lawmaster.
Until then, Ralof.
And you leave and you go back. And almost immediately, Ralof, as soon as you get to the caravan, the horses just begin to... and just begin to start just walking, with Tara in the back, just finishing off her ritual, just like bobbing with the cobblestone.
Yeah.
Gerald and yourself begin to follow, and within about just a few minutes, as you are just leaving the border of Brenton, you see a small figure just cloaked and hooded, almost merging into the sand-covered landscape that is portrayed behind them, and finding themselves over like very minute like sandy hills, or a sandy hill, to get to the roadway that you're on that is still mostly cobblestone, just a little bit covered in sand. You just hear the of sand being shuffled and moved with every foot, as you see this figure just charging towards you over this small little hill straight to you. And a couple of you at least begin to remember the figure and remember the same body structure and the size. And just as this figure just gets down from the like very mild like terrain of the sand-covered hill and steps 1 foot onto the cobblestone roadway right in front of you guys, that's where we're going to take a break and come back in just a little while to continue from there.
Nice.
Okay, so as we come back into the game, the party now have, well, signed the contract for Lawkeeper Bolin to go and aid Brenton with these caravan attacks along the Meridian Road to the north by this cult known as the Herons. And in doing so, or in preparation, you met Sierra and a fairly lonely dwarf who bundled you all up with very interesting items, a few of which I'm sure will be in use very soon. But you went back to the stables to collect your caravan, throwing all the things in there, signing the contract now as the party named as the Companions of Fate. You all begin to make your way out of Brenton, and just as you meet the border of Brenton, moving out into the long, distant cobblestone roadway that you see set before you, with small, sand-covered hills on either side of you, and just slowly growing for the coming miles until they meet the full-size dunes of the desert. A figure begins charging and wading through the fairly deep sand of these hills before dropping down onto the cobblestone roadway, and steps 1 foot towards all of you. This is where I pick it up.
I feel like I would be too much in ritual to actively look. I don't know if I can look as long as I'm continuing, or
I'd say for now you're aware of things happening around you, but you are mainly focusing on this.
Then I will not care enough.
All right, I take down the hood, and I'm like, "Hey guys, how you been?"
Idiot! And I fucking cast vicious mockery at him. Please make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Wisdom save. Six.
Sick, that fails. You take 4 psychic damage.
However, as a reaction.
Yeah.
Oh no. Is it? Can I use? No, you know what? I'll just take it.
You take 4 psychic damage and have disadvantage on your next attack roll.
Cheers, mate.
You're welcome.
So
That's all I wanted to...
So, as soon as you greet the party again, Gerald, the small Kenku bard, just casts a spell at you, and you instantly feel just a rack in your head of...
Are you going to vicious mock me?
Vicious mockery. So you feel that idiot bounce around in your head like it's actually hitting your brain and forcing it to...
Yeah, but don't you have to mock me with a certain line?
No, you only... It just says a string of insults or lace a thing, and I'll just kind of call you an idiot with such force that you take damage from that.
Fair enough.
Yeah, you hear just in your head just idiot.
So anyway, like a bitch. So, what's happening, guys? I gather with the horses that you're working with the soldiers. I found some pirate guy. It was a pirate with some earrings.
Do you have anything else to say for yourself?
Like what? I've got a massive headache.
That will subside.
Yeah.
More of, you are now essentially wanted in that town. Entirely for the murders of those 3 people. Because of the fight that you started.
I believe Terror actually disemboweled one of them or beheaded one of them.
It does not take from the fact that you went and immediately attacked them.
Yes, it's because I saw the weapons. I do apologize. I panicked. I'm human.
And Tara, at the mention of your name, you do hear, and you are aware. So if you want to, you can cancel the ritual for now.
How? Because I know I started it while Rayloff went to
Yeah.
the law.
I'd say just
We're being
about as the conversation turns to what happened to the young men in Brenton, the lawkeeper's sons. You finish the ritual, and you are fully aware, and you hear Theron mention your name and about disemboweling one of them
Or beheading.
beheading.
Okay. Is this? He's on the path. That are we still moving?
You pretty much at this point you pretty much come to a stop. The horses the horses were only walking anyway, so it was like a very gentle pace. But they've just kind of just come to a stop, and you hear the clicks of their hooves.
I will tell Mogwai. Stay here, Mogwai. He will able to comprehend and verbally communicate with the beasts for the duration. The knowledge and awareness of the beasts are limited. Blah, blah, blah,
Theron gets killed.
No. AKA, I can actually talk to Mogwai now.
Okay.
So I will him to say, stay here.
Okay.
I'll be back.
What's that accent?
I'll walk to Theron. Hey, Gerald.
Yes, I guess so.
I'm not being funny, but you killed someone, and I can't remember if I did. We're both in the wrong here. I'm not. Why is it because of me? You made the decision to. You could have ran.
We wanted to talk. We could have talked.
Yeah, I panicked. So you're saying...
Let's not forget the part where you brought all of us together to start this in the first place.
Because it was because somebody paid me. It was a job. I'm a courier.
So,
I delivered letters.
right.
I'm
So
just
my
saying
job-
there
What
is
reason
nothing.
do we have to not think you were a part of that?
It's
Considering you slipped away pretty easily.
Okay, that's fine. That's up to you. But why am I here now? What do I benefit? Apart from getting slapped and vicious mockery. I could have just gone into the ether and got some more jobs.
I
Could I
will
not?
inside check him
And
to
you
see
could
if,
have.
he,
Roll an insight.
if it's more for like, is he showing up for actual innocent reasons as
Sure.
such?
And then Theron, if you're lying, roll deception. If you're
I'm not lying.
just-
I'm telling the
Yeah.
truth.
That's fair. I've rolled a 16, so I felt like it's pretty alright.
Yeah, you're getting the sense from Theron that he is being as forthright as he can at this point.
Calming down a little bit then. And you did mention the pirate as well.
Yeah, I heard his name was...
Pulls out notes.
Something.
Rats.
So, by any chance, did you, even though it took you longer than us to achieve the same information, you were trying to help?
I don't know. Why? Have you got the same information?
Yes, from the tavern owner.
I
Look,
just didn't want
last night.
I didn't want to show up empty-handed. I know we've got to kill that son of a bitch.
You're going to bring him back to the lawkeeper.
Or that. I'm not really bothered. Either way, as long as justice is served.
If you help us with this quest, I will let all bygones be bygones.
I will do the same, but I want one answer from you. Why did you leave me in his shop?
Because I was trying to scout the area. And then
And
when I
why
went...
did you not come back?
Who says I didn't come back?
Well, I had gone by the time that you'd gone because you scared him into running to the guards.
I don't think that's true. I think you scared him. By the way, you think
I'm
you didn't...
going to kill him.
You didn't end up killing him, did you?
No! I never would!
Then that's alright.
And
Then you
clearly
don't
he
die.
didn't go back if he didn't realise he was not there.
Exactly! And I'll pull out the key. You can give it to him and pushes it onto his chest.
Yeah, Tara just pushes a small brass key into your chest as it just falls into your hands.
And then I'll just make it disappear like that. Maybe I will.
He hates me because of
Yes.
what you said.
I don't think so.
I can never go back
I think the
because
hate
of
thing.
what you portrayed that I am.
I think the hate thing came from you suggesting that we kill him.
No.
And that's when I threatened you.
No, I didn't say anything about killing him.
Didn't
I
you?
said you don't give him 3 gold to keep hush.
I don't think so.
I'm saying that we
I wrote
just
this
got
down.
done. I don't really care.
Is this really something you should be shouting at?
Yes.
Yeah,
Your boss.
because I didn't want.
Your boss gave you gold and screwed you over. So you're doing the same thing. He literally went to the guard and told them. You were wrong. I was right. Did you write that down? No! Trying to up in his face.
Yeah.
No! You
Okay.
listen to me next time.
Okay.
Because if this quest is done, I'm with Gerald. I may let you off the hook.
Is this some kind of threat?
I'll walk away. Go back to Mogwai.
Well,
Actually, no. I'll stroke the horses and be like, we shouldn't be long for a minute.
I'm sorry, but I've come here of my own volition. I understand. I'm morally grey. I get it. I do jobs. I curry letters. I find people, give them letters, do some dodgy jobs, and that's about it. I do apologize.
I would have heard
Because
that
you
and
should
then
be
gone towards
apologising
Mogwai.
Because of what happened, 3 people are dead. Whether you had a hand in it or not, it doesn't matter. The fact is, because of what you did, that happened.
I'm not being funny, but how many dodgy situations have you ever been in?
If you have any respect for the people that have died, then you will help us with this quest.
Yeah, I'll help you with the quest. Whatever quest it's on. But don't get this twisted. I'm after that parrot bastard. And I am going to either end his life or we bring him in.
We
And I'm open
will
to that.
be bringing him in. Alive.
Okay.
Well, I'm convinced. I don't think he's telling us lies.
And for
I didn't
your
have to be
sake,
here.
I would
For my-
recommend that when we come
For my
back,
sake? Is that a threat?
considering you're a wanted criminal, it's probably best for your sake if we go to the town to deal with what happens afterwards.
I agree. I don't want
Rila,
something hanging over my head forever.
I think not. I think we do the quest and come back with us after he's helped.
I agree.
He has no leverage if he returns now and is instantly dead.
Okay. I agree. Providing none of you bastards try kill me on the way. I'm not being funny. I came here at great risk, knowing that you'd be like this. So what's happened?
We're taking this caravan. It's loaded with precious gems and materials, and it is bait for the sorry, I've lost the name. The herons. Yes, thank you, Rayloff.
Oh, can I make a roll, see if I know anything about the herons?
Sure, roll a history check for me.
I'm going to peek my head around the cart.
Mhm.
Like, guys, are we going to start moving? Are you going to have your talk in here?
Let's move and talk.
When they come in, I'll kind of jump to the front, kind of
Yeah.
give the horses a good whip.
Yeah,
And,
you see both of
I'll
them
jump back in.
just like ruffle their heads a second before you begin to hear the.
Yeah.
17 plus 6, 23.
Nice. Just through as you've travelled around before, especially around Graldeem, you have heard of the herons. You've heard that they are a fairly small group of goblins, bugbears, and orcs, predominantly, all ruling under a ogre ruler known as the Gluttonous King. Now, you've heard that, albeit they do rob and ambush along the Meridian Road or through the Crawler's Respite, you've also heard that at least the king has an inkling to almost be the Robin Hood of Graldeem, to rob and take these riches away. So then, from at least from what some people have discerned and you've heard, is that the king robs all these treasures away, so then there is no further conflict over said treasures.
Okay, for the sake of brevity, I tell everybody what I know about the herons.
Yeah, sure.
We've also been told, though, there are no supplies heading in to the town. So it's not just items that are stopping from being fought over.
Right then, folks. Shall we get moving on this mission and you fill me in on the way? Montage.
We're already moving.
Oh, that's fine then.
Yeah, as you hop on the, it's pretty much getting like walking pace at this point, maybe a little bit faster. But Theron, you do hop onto the cart with everyone else for the caravan.
I suppose we should let you know. About these here. These are sand gliders, helping us hopefully cross the desert a lot faster if needed.
Oh, I've had a go on them before.
Excellent.
They're pretty decent.
And so I suppose you could also have encountered anything called a husk out in that desert?
Not really.
Shame.
Or not a shame, depending.
I would have liked to know what one actually looks like.
I guess we'll find out.
All right.
From the speak with animals, all I would have said to Mogwai is, "How is he?" Okay, so hey, but I obviously hadn't done this in a while. So, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm a little warm though.
You're a little warm.
Yeah.
What's that?
I don't really know. I don't know how we can actually fix that. Do you have any ideas?
Nah.
Make me cold.
We'll find a way. We'll find a way.
Has she lost it?
Tara, I'm hungry.
That I can help with. I'll take out
Thanks.
a big chunk of meat.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
the tastiest looking thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here you go. And I'll kind of like do a little throw.
And you hear
So it's out of
Mogwai.
my hands.
You hear Mogwai as you can guess that this is probably the thing that goes on inside his head all the time when you throw. As he like leaps a little bit just to catch it, all you hear is just a little quick yum. Oh.
Amazing.
All everyone else in the small caravan that you're tucked inside of with the Dune Whispers and all the items and the stock that you've got with you, you see Tara just speaking with Mogwai openly, and then also somewhat like replying to a conversation, and then throwing a bit of meat, and you just hear.
I'll probably be up front, just keeping an eye on what's coming ahead.
That's gonna be fine. You with the caravan, you do have like a small little doorway to get in and out from the front to look over the horses and where you're heading back into the caravan if you need to get in quick.
I will say to Mogwai also, buddy, because I'm going to be carrying out, and I'll point at the Dune Whispers.
Oh, what's that do?
It's going to help with moving over sand if the wind's in our favour. The good part is that you'll be able to still be on my back when we use it.
Cool.
I don't. Yeah. The bad part is that unless we want to give it a try, I don't know if there's a way for me to hold that on my back and you on my back. I feel like it's going to be a bit heavy. So you might be.
I could get on your back then.
Do you want to give it a try?
Okay.
Yeah. I will start to walk towards the Dune Whispers, and I'll put it back on my back.
Well, you are still moving inside the caravan.
Yeah, I'm not going to put it off or anything.
Okay, all right.
It's the when I've said we were moving it, I'm putting it on my back.
Yeah.
And I'm just
gonna say to Mogwai, "Come on then."
Okay.
And I'm just looking. I'm dead weird. I'm like, are you talking to yourself?
And Mogwai just crawls up.
That's fine. I'm going to turn to Theron and say in normal common, I do this if I have any time. It makes it easier for me to talk to him, but I only get a small amount of time, so I'm going to carry on talking to him. And back in his Mogwai's tongue. So, can you get on? Are you comfortable enough?
Yeah.
And you kind of like feel him hanging off of one shoulder, but you feel his rear feet just kind of like just press into your shoulder blade.
I'm going to kind of do like a half of me to kind of like walk in a circle and to see if I can walk with him and it on my back.
You feel Mogwai is like set firmly enough.
Okay. I think we're all good, bud. Yeah, you should be fine.
Yay.
But I do have a thing if you want to give it a try. I want to see if you can try to maybe hunt a little more. Maybe I give you a little bit of trust. Do you want to give that a try?
Okay.
If we're ever settled down for a bit, if I'll let you off and find some food for your own.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to just come down, I can take this off.
Okay.
And I'll take off the thing. You gotta trust me. And if I can trust you, you can trust me. No. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm putting my trust in you. That means if you do anything bad, and that means you're gonna have to stay with me all the time, and I want you to be big and strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't be bad.
Good.
Cool.
Yes.
Is there anything that you want to ask me while I understand what you're saying? Because I don't think we have one left.
Why was he being mean?
Who was being mean?
Him.
And Mogwai's head just like turns towards Theron. And Theron, all you kind of like, you hear Tara just muttering these weird gargles
Then they look my way. Don't worry, I'm used to it.
And then both of them, you just.
So.
I roll my eyes.
He's a weird one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I need to hurt him?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
Maybe when you're big and strong.
Round of
Yeah.
madness. No, I'm joking.
You could already. I know you can,
Yeah.
but not right now.
Okay.
I gave him enough pain earlier.
Thank you for the food.
That's okay. If you want to give me a nudge on my calf, if you ever feel hungry again, and if I've got it, I'll try to give it to you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Every 2 seconds.
But say the bit, obviously, if you become to get better
Yeah.
at your own food hunting, it's going to be even better for you because you can eat more. And when you're big and strong, you'll need to eat more.
So I could be big and strong.
You got to be big and strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Fantastic.
I'm getting to curl up next to you. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Okay. Great.
Okay. I'll probably say that's the time when the ritual will come off.
Yeah.
And I'll execute straight.
And as you do that, you hear Mogwai just say to you,
You know what, Tara? I really look.
Cool. So do I. I'll say that in common.
I think during part of this travel, I will actually then start playing with the violin more. And just doing like little songs and stuff to practicing.
Out your interest, Birdman.
Yes?
Is your whole town like interested in music, or is this something that's unique to you?
We enjoy the playing of music, but only a few actually can play. Oh well.
So you're accomplished in your own right. I respect that.
My father, Amos, he basically mastered a few instruments, but just couldn't quite have the flair to bring up his own songs. How they say. But a very talented musician nonetheless.
I think music's a really good thing to know. Especially for the ladies, am I right?
Very much so. Rail up here needs to understand. It's not about the experience. It's about the music.
About the ladies. I mean, the music. Yeah,
The music.
the music.
The ladies come with the music, remember.
That's true. I'm absolutely rubbish with both of those things.
John says anyone can play music. For instance, that you just need to find a right instrument for you. Are you dexterous? Are you fairly heavy-handed, or?
No, I'm good at manipulating time.
I don't know where that's going to come in, but this could open up some new notes of possibilities.
Hearing manipulate time, you're going to see Tara's head kind of pop up. When you say manipulate time,
I'm not that good. Do you know how hard it is to actually manipulate time?
Are you sure very? I've never heard of it.
Yeah, there's only a few things that I can actually do. That's about
I've had deja vu before. Does that count as time manipulation?
What's that, sorry?
I've had deja vu before. Is that time manipulation?
Maybe so.
I've had deja vu before. I'm assuming that was a joke.
Maybe somebody else is manipulating a moment, and you're just re-experiencing it and remembering that you've already done it.
So what have you actually done have you ever manipulated time before?
I can only do one trick at the moment, and that's chronal shift.
What does that entail?
Basically, if somebody attacks me, I can make them try again and see if they miss.
Okay. Have you ever tried it on anything?
Not yet.
Apart from my food. I'll pull out my book, knowing that some of the pages are blanked from from age of being in that one place for a long time. Have you ever? Do you think you could give it a go on this? There's only a few pages that are actually readable, and the others are pretty ruined. It's not going to be bad for me. I've read it a little, so I know
I mean,
what's kind of there.
I can certainly give it a try if the DM allows me.
To try what?
He's basically, I've told him about, I do time manipulation. He's
Mhm.
pulled out a faded book, worn by time, and I'm saying, I don't know, I can give it a try. It's up to the DM.
What
See if we can
to?
give it a go
You
on.
Rewind
Can he
through
like
the
almost chronal
pages.
shifts the pages back?
There's no real way of like, as for the knowledge that you've gained and the training that you've been given. There's no actual way, especially with the skill set you have currently, of being able to manipulate that book and that tome to rescind the pages back to their previous state.
Well, I tried, folks.
It's okay. It was worth the ask. I just thought I'd. That's a bit.
You did
Did
say
any-
time manipulation was rather difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to take in all possibilities,
Of
and then you have to overlay it with the present and where the past and the future are, and it's
what got you interested in time? Is there a wrong that you want doing right, or
I prefer not talk about it.
well, we've got the time.
Everybody's got time, but how much do we have?
So, it is something that was wrong and you want turning right.
Maybe.
What would you
maybe
have
not.
to change? What would you have to change in the future to get it done? What you want it to pass, and then I'll just do those actions of the future, the past, and then merging it together. What would you have to do with the
Well,
that
the,
stuff?
well, the future hasn't happened yet.
Exactly, but do you have to worry about what could happen in the future? What could happen in the? I don't know. I don't know. I've
It
never
hasn't
really-
been. It hasn't been written yet. You just have to take in all possibilities, and it's really hard,
Okay.
even for somebody like me.
Past is the past for a reason. What has been and what was should stay there.
Not necessarily. You'll be surprised how much has been manipulated.
I said what it should stay there.
Yeah, but if it's already been manipulated, then what's happened is the thing that should be.
Yes.
Rayloff,
But you're
if Gerald were to die, and Theron could bring him back through time manipulation, would you not want that to happen?
I would much certainly prefer this.
And so would I. But in what you're trying to say is you wouldn't.
I don't think he's saying that. I think he's saying what should be should be.
Yeah, but Gerald's death shouldn't be. If you can right wrongs,
Well,
That's what a lot of people thought.
the thing is, though, some people's destinies are a lot stronger than other people's destinies.
okay.
Like, say, for heroes, a lot of heroes in history, their fates are pretty much sealed. And no matter how much you try to divide it, it always comes back to the same line.
Okay. I think
Whereas other people, a lot easier. Their fates are like dust in the wind.
okay.
You can move it, you can change it, you can rearrange it.
Okay. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to speed up the horses.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know on how long it's going to take us to get wherever we're planning on getting. what time of day is it?
Right now, still a fairly early morning. I'd say you're just cresting into about 10 or so in the morning. You haven't hit the high noonday sun yet. But you do, as you all continue on.
I will speed up the horses, though.
Completely fine. I'd say, probably. I'd say about an hour or two goes by, and as the desert winds just brush past your ears with a slight whistle that just constantly just ebbs and flows in and out of your ears, pushing the already dry air further over your bodies. The dead silence that grows around you begins to just quietly start breaking as you hear small chatter and clicks on either side of the roadway. You hear very slight chats from either side.
Okay, I'm gonna slow down the horses to a walk. Just carry on moving. I will go into the back carriage. Guys,
Yeah.
I can hear voices on the right and left side of us. So just be ready.
And the noises quickly dull down.
Okay, I'm gonna step out. I'm still gonna be back where the horses are to kind of keep the momentum going. But I am actively going to be looking left to right to see if anything's there.
On either side, now as an hour through, you're catching up with where these dunes are beginning to build higher and higher. So from the low set sandy hills that were just outside of Brenton, now they are coming up to just about 10 or 12 feet climbing sand dunes. Almost imagine you're in like a canyon path, but rather than it being set deep inside a canyon with rock walls, it's ground level with sand walls almost, but just sanded dunes and hills on either side of you, almost narrowing in this small path as it just winds through the desert. And then as the horses just continue to just gently step forward, all of you instantly hear, and you hear these quick snaps of strings, and you are quickly showered.
Cast invisible. Oh god.
You're quickly showered in arrows as 6 crossbows are loosed in your direction. So, I'm going to. Can everyone roll a d20 for me?
Yes. Natural
6.
20.
19.
Oh, 19.
Nice.
Wow,
Plus-
am I the only one that got
what-
under 10?
Yeah.
Really so?
Is it just a D20 or is it a particular
Just a
save?
d20.
Oh, 19 then.
Okay.
I'm still happy with it, bro.
Yeah.
I would have preferred it be more.
Yeah, 6.
Okay.
This is why there's so many arrows through.
So, Gerald.
I'm missing all those arrows.
Gerald, just as you are, as you've taken some time with the violin and you've played and you've tuned it up, just as you're about to put it away, and just that last little bit, you feel, rather than the music pulse through your ears, you almost feel this weird surge and this warmth travel from your hand, from the bow, into your ears, down, in through your body, and you just catch yourself, and you almost feel like this weird sensation is from the violin. And just as you ponder, you hear these snaps immediately around, before 3 of which just push into the wooden wall of the caravan, partly into you. The first one I rolled was a 19 to hit.
Yeah, hits.
Second, 13.
Hits.
And third, 12.
Misses.
Nice. Okay, so 2 of those. First one you
Thank
take.
God, everybody else.
Yeah, first one you take 5 points of piercing damage, and second, you take 6 points of piercing damage.
Nice.
And then the other two.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. The other set of arrows. All of you here. Just you see them splinter through partly into the other side of the caravan, and you see Gerald quickly just wince as the original snaps of the bolts landing had found purchase.
Yeah, just go jump forward a bit afterwards. It's just like
And then as all of you begin to peek out of the caravan, you see about 6. Maybe...
Can I cast invisibility at that point?
Absolutely, yeah. As the noises go, mark it off on your spell slot. You see Theron just quickly move his hands and flutter an incantation before he goes invisible and disappears out of view. You all peek out and you straight away see about 6 or 7 small goblins just chattering and almost laughing through their screams just before as they creep up on
Actually, can I touch Rayloff and give him invisibility?
I'll say sure, just for this one time we'll retcon and say that you gave Rayloff invisibility instead of yourself.
A creature you touch becomes invisible until the spell ends.
That's completely fine. I'm just saying because you said you made yourself invisible first.
yeah, you can't touch
I
yourself.
know. I'll keep that in mind. Whatever I say is golden. Okay.
Yeah. So you reach out, you cast this incantation, reach out, and Rayloff, Theron touches you, and nothing really changes for you except for everyone else. You see the big Goliath disappear, and the screams and laughs of the goblins grow louder and louder as you look to each side, and you find them slowly walking and just coming up out of cover over each side of the sand dunes, and you then hear a deeper tone, just a deeper sound from a larger figure, a dark green-skinned orc with sharp teeth protruding from his lower jaw, ragged black beard, and just completely bald on top, wearing brown hides and 2 fairly large hand axes drawn. Its pinprick-like eyes just narrow in on all of you before you just see it and just begin to charge straight down, joined by all the goblins. I want everyone to roll initiative.
Would I be able? Would I be able to whisper to Rayloff invisibility?
Sure, completely fine.
And I'm going to actively say to Rayloff, you aim for the big guys, I'll aim for the small ones.
What was it? 22 for initiative.
Just
17 plus 5.
yeah, that's right. Just hold off for a second.
Yeah.
I'll call out. I'll run through 25 to 20 and all that down.
Is there a map for this as well? Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, there is. It's already there, mate.
Quick question. If I rage, will that bring me out of invisibility?
That'll have to be on the rule for invisibility.
It's attack or spells break invisibility, isn't it?
So no, you can rage.
I can rage.
Yeah.
It's just once I attack, then
The invisibility is gone.
that's fine.
So
Yes, because if you speak, it doesn't get rid of it.
So if all of you would like to place yourselves on the map, and while you do that,
I'm just thinking, if he's invisible and he attacks, will he get advantage?
Yes.
Yeah.
If they don't know he's there.
for the first attack. Yeah. So 25 to 20 on initiative.
20.
22.
Alright, so Theron is up first, then Rayloff. 20 to 15.
15.
I'll just tell you mine's 9.
Okay.
Not going well for you, is it?
Nah, there's low rolls this week. It's interesting.
Okay. All right.
So, are we still in the caravan, or have we exited?
You're just peeking out of the caravan.
Yeah.
It's
Well, we can
it's not going to cost really anything to exit out, but top of the round
And where are the and where are the enemies?
on
in
either
relation
side of
to
you.
me?
CDs.
on the maps.
Have you put it on roll 20?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that I didn't actually bother with.
Ah, bitch. It's a good job that you're not first. Oh shit! You are. God damn.
Oh damn!
No, being perfectly honest, you got 3 on your left, 3 on your right, and a big guy.
A big boy, very close.
Yeah, where is the big boy?
He's a
Very
bit
close.
closer on the
Like
right.
25 feet away from you.
Okay, let's see me spells.
So it'll be Theron, and then Rayloff, you're on deck.
Cool.
What race is he?
It's an orc. What we've been
Yeah.
we've seen. It's an orc.
And the orc has just screamed out a blood-curdling cry as he's began to charge down the sand dune, as well as matched underneath him after the then the large cacophony behind him of the smaller, still threatening like cackles and tones of all the goblins just sprinting down. So
Can I cast or try to cast on the big dude?
What would you like to do?
Crown of Madness.
Yeah. Have you got the spell slot for it?
Like the one that I'm going to use, yeah?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, go for it. So, what does he need to roll? Does he have to roll a save, or is it an attack roll from you?
Yeah, it's just yeah, it's a save. Go on,
Okay.
roll.
What save?
I'll tell you.
4.
Well, it's going to be 14.
Okay, and also you need to tell me the save so then I know what modifier to add from his stat sheet.
Oh, wisdom.
Wisdom. Okay, that's a 3.
Yahoo!
So
He ain't so good on wisdom.
no.
Which I was hoping for. One humanoid of your choice, seeing range, blah blah blah, wisdom saving throw. While the target is charmed this way, a twisted crown of jagged iron appears on its head, and a madness glows in its eyes. The charmed target must use its action before moving each of its turns to make a melee attack against a creature other than itself that you mentally choose. The target can act normally on its turn if you choose no creature, or if none are within its reach. On your subsequent turns, you must use your action to maintain control over the target or the spell ends. Also, the target can make a wisdom saving throw at the end of each of its turns. On its success, the spell ends.
Sure.
Good to know.
Alright, so you all see as Theron casts a spell, you see a crown of iron and aura just emanate above this orc's head before it and just latches down onto its skull. You see the orc and you see its gaze turn towards its allies. And you just see its hands just grip tighter on the hand axes as you just see the arms and shoulders bulge. Theron, is there anything you want to do for your bonus action or movement?
I'll keep it just in case I need to chronal shift.
Remember, your bonus action and reactions are separate.
Yeah, that's all
Oh.
separate.
In that case, I don't really think I have anything for bonus actions, but
That's okay, just asking if you have anything in mind. But if not, then Rayloff.
no, I don't have anything.
Okay, no problem. Rayloff, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
I'm going to move here. I'm going to give the orc I'm going to rage.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then I'm going to give him a big slap with my halberd.
Which one?
Absolutely. So
The
roll,
orc.
roll for an attack.
Not the big one.
Yeah.
Okay. You just nullified my spell.
Well, what
He's
is
going
it?
to be
Does it-
attacking you.
No, it's only at the end of his turns, does it? It's
Well,
like,
Oh, is it?
it depends what kind of charm it is. Is it like charm person where an attack from one of your allies snaps
It doesn't.
them out of
It
it?
doesn't. It doesn't say.
Or okay, well in that case, does it say
it
about
has to
him?
specify.
Yeah, it has to specify if that's the case. But does it say about saving at
If
the end of
my
his turn?
choice, you can see within range.
Yeah, but does it the save for it? Does he have to make continuous saves at the end of his turns?
At the end of its turns, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Where I've got maintain concentration. So.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, so I can still do something else then, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Well, I've said
So-
I'm doing it anyway,
yeah.
so.
So rail off.
Yeah, yeah,
So I
yeah,
get
do it.
advantage on it, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, so close to the natural 20. 24.
24. That definitely hits. Roll for damage.
Right, so. Roll the normal damage first. So 9, so 13. And plus 2 from rage, so that's 15 slashing damage.
Nice. As
Does he have advantage because it's his first strike with
Is-
invisibility?
Yeah, it was. As Rayloff, you just hurl your halberd up, and without this orc knowing, you see its gaze still fixed on its allies. Easy enough, just like in training, the blade just sinks deep into his chest and just almost knocking just into his clavicle before tearing away and out. And you just see blood
So
begin
what-
to seep down.
So what everyone will see as the invisibility fades away is you will see that my body is just being encased in pure blue ice. With the only thing that's still visible is my eye is which are at the minute glowing red through the glass-like armor.
Sexy.
There you go. Is there anything you'd like to do on your bonus action? Or any more movement?
Can he rage some more in his bonus action?
No, that's it. I'm just gonna stand in between the orc and the carriage.
Absolutely.
I
Alright,
will let you know I've used both of my second slot spells already.
that's okay.
I used all of my spell slots. 'Cause I have none.
So it's the goblins' turn now. So they are going to, you know, all of them are going to see exactly like as Theron casts a spell stopping the orc in its track straight away. As they're all still chatting, and they're still going to hold back slightly, and they're all going to make a crossbow shot. Well, actually not 3 and 3. 3 shots are going to be aimed at you, Theron, and 3 are going to be aimed at Rayloff.
Oh, okay.
So the first
I'm
3
going to get
to
hit
Theron,
on all of them.
natural 20 on the first one.
Yeah.
Oh.
Second shot.
I've only got 11 armor. so
Okay,
I'm
well,
getting
second
hit.
shot was 10.
Hey.
Hey.
And third one, fucking 2.
Hey.
So damage for the
The other
first
that
one,
hits is a
and the
crit.
dice is doubled.
And by the way, I'm already missing 4 life because of some vicious mockery.
Oh, yeah, well,
Oh no.
And I've only got 20 life.
yeah,
well.
add on to that, you take 8 piercing damage.
Nice.
Put that on your less than half HP.
3 shots to Rayloff. 17
Oh.
to hit.
Actually.
Yep.
Um,
14.
Yeah. No, sorry, that one misses.
Okay.
Out of interest, can I use Chronal Shift as a reaction to make him roll again?
Does he say-
Yeah.
On
Yeah,
the crit.
if you're
Yeah.
able to, yeah.
Yeah.
On the crit, let's go. Alright, so roll again. 18. So,
Motherfucker.
Well, it's
it's
not
still
a
a
crit,
hit,
but
it's
but
not
it's
a
not a
crit.
crit, so 4 piercing damage to yourself.
Anyway,
And-
let me get
and
the Chronal.
Yeah, and the third
Then
third
another
shot
kick.
to you, Rayloff, so 1 hit, 1 missed.
Yep.
And then last one, I'm not kidding, natural 20.
Oof.
Okay.
So,
Well, there's death, there's always
yeah,
death.
so the first one, 3 piercing damage onto you, reduced
That's
to
hard,
1.
so that's 1.
So that's
Uh,
to me.
The other one missed?
Yeah.
Yeah, four piercing damage
Yeah,
to
yeah.
you, Theron. And then Rayloff, the last one, the
Thank God.
crits. Well, it would have been 12 points, but reduced to
6.
6. So yeah,
So 7 in total. That's
Yeah.
fine.
fucking rage. So all the goblins, as they're chattering and screaming, and the bolts are just being loose and fired. In the midst of it, Tara, you are up. What would you like to do?
Yes, I would like to
With,
get out of
Gerald on deck.
I spike.
fully out of their carriage.
Yeah, yeah.
And let me just check how far I can get. 5, 10, 20. Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. So I'm going to get to here.
Mm-hmm.
In still of sight of Rayloff. I'm going to take a pinch of iron from my component pouch because it doesn't really fit my staff.
Yeah.
And just get the freaking thing because the map's just taken off the fucking screen.
Yeah.
A pinch of powdered iron out of my component pouch. I clap my hands together and throw a stamp on the ground, rising up my hands, and you see the presence of a green glow hit the ground, travel the path around like a rooted tree branch, aims towards Rayloff, and as my arms grow, he enlarges.
Nice.
Yeah.
You know what? I almost took the enlarge and small thing spell, whatever it was. That's good spell.
As Tyra completes her incantation, getting a little bit of a
Nice,
high-rise
nice,
vantage
nice.
point on the battlefield, you see the form of Rayloff after he's slashed, and just the size becomes immense.
Mario's got a mushroom.
As the shoulders just get broader and bigger, and you see Rayloff just double in size from the already giant-like status.
Don't you get a stat boost to your attack? Is it a 1d4 or something?
Are you a medium or large?
Medium.
Okay, you are now large.
Nice.
The creature or object attains the maximum possible size of their space available until the spell ends. The target also has advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws. The target's weapon also grow to match its new size. While these weapons are enlarged, the targets attacked with them deal 1d4 extra damage.
So basically, I get 1d4 extra damage because I bring my
Exactly.
Awesome.
I'm going to then.
And you do multiple attacks, probably.
Well, that's uses concentration, so I will make sure that I remember that.
Yeah.
But while I can, I'm going to use Thorn Whip on the closest. In fact, where I am right now, if I gave the orc Thorn Whip, would it be with advantage from flank?
No.
Then I will only go for the goblin.
Okay.
And I will Thorn Whip and I will aim for his face.
Okay. Right, roll for an attack. Also, that reminds me, Theron, can you make a concentration check for me, please? Constitution saving throw.
Oh, shit.
With my spell attack. That is a 19.
19. Yeah, you whip, and it roll for damage and we'll see. It makes contact with the goblin as it's jittering and like reloading the crossbow. It just gets smashed right in the face.
15 plus, what's my constitution?
Okay, you're fine.
Saving throw, or...
Yeah, Theron, you're fine. Yeah, with 15 plus whatever, you're fine. Just checking you retain concentration. 4 damage. You whip, and as soon as you see the whip just extend and make the catch sound, you see it wrap like just slashing across his face. The thorns just all the way around his head and the jaw before it comes back around to his neck, and you just see him.
And
yeah, you just tear, and you pull him straight towards you.
10 foot.
And he is just prone on the ground as you launch into the sand and just yanking, digging the thorns deeper in his face and around his neck and head. And just as Gerald, you assess the situation and you see a colossal, well, a larger colossal kind of being of giant of Rayloff just standing above this now puny little orc that is stood right in front of him with this iron crown still lodged into his head. Theron still inside the caravan, just peeking over. You see Tara up towards the hillside of this dune and just fighting against all three goblins, yanking one straight towards her feet. And
Can I shout out the caravan?
yeah, on your turn. But from there, that's where we're going to end tonight's episode and come back next week to continue.
Nice.
I know, cliffhangers are a bitch, especially
I know, I knew my turn as well.
I know. Note it down. Oh, alright, well, that was fun.
What's that? It's my turn.
Alright, well, that was fun. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.